Something's really different and I can't quite put my finger on it. Hey guys, it's Julia. Welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to be going through a bunch of products that I am decluttering for my collection and telling you guys why exactly I'm getting rid of these things. First of all, I want to say, yes, this is a wig. No, I did not dye my hair. My hair was looking like a mess today, so I just threw on a blonde wig and I was like, okay, she's a new woman. So I hope this change isn't too unnerving. I think it looks very weird every time I see myself in the mirror, but no, I like it. I feel like a different person. Today I wanted to go through the sad bin of my collection. I spend so much time here on my channel talking about products that I really love and recommending things to you guys. But today I want to kind of go into some products that I didn't really love. These are things that did not work for me. Either I don't like the quality of the product, or they just don't really fit with the type of makeup that I do, or they're not right for my skin tone, or I just don't like how they look on me, etc. But I thought this could be an interesting look into some products that just didn't really work for me, so I can kind of tailor what I buy in the future to make sure I don't find more duds that won't work for me in the future, as well as give you guys some recommendations on what not to buy. So I hope you guys enjoy this one. I just want to say as a disclaimer, everything works differently on different people at the end of the day because we are all different people. So at the end of the day, it's just makeup. It doesn't matter that much. And if some of these products that didn't work for me work amazingly for you, that is awesome and I'm very happy. Now without further ado, let's get right into the products that I am decluttering. Alright, so let's just start off with a bang. I am decluttering 3 separate bottles of the Wet n Wild PHOTOFOCUS foundation. And you're probably like, why do you have 3 different bottles of the same foundation? I'll just tell the whole story. About a year and a half ago, when I was first kind of getting into makeup, I only owned one foundation, and it was the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea Water Foundation, which I still do love a lot. I really wanted to kind of expand my foundation collection, so I figured a drugstore one would be great, and I heard amazing things about the Wet n Wild PHOTOFOCUS. This was around that time on YouTube when everyone was just raving about this one like it was the best thing in the world. I picked up the shade Rose Ivory, which is light and cool toned.
That is not correct.
And you guys obviously can see that I am very warm toned, so I don't know what I was thinking with this one. Honestly, back then I didn't even know what shade undertones were, so after a couple months of using this one, I noticed that it just looked really pink on my skin, obviously. So then I bought the shade Shell Ivory, which is fair and neutral, and it still looked really, really weird on my skin, also very, very cool tone. So I figured maybe I just got a dud, I should get a different shade that's a little bit darker, and I got the shade Nude Ivory, which is light neutral. So the first thing that I want to say is the undertones in this foundation are really, really weird, and for drugstore foundations in general, I do find that a lot of the more drugstore mainstream brands have undertones that kind of pull to the pink sides. Undertones I feel like are something that drugstore brands struggle a lot with, so when they do have a warm tone foundation, it is like straight up yellow. None of these shades match for me. I did try out the light warm one at some point, but I just decided that I did not like the texture of this foundation at all on my skin. On top of the fact that the shades are weird for me, it just does not look good on my skin anymore, and it does break me out. I really do wish I liked this one because it is $6, so it would be an awesome thing to recommend to people, but I can't recommend this one because I don't like how it looks on me, I don't like how it wears, I don't like the undertones, and also, it smells like paint. If you're really wanting a great $6 foundation, I do recommend the e.l.f. Cosmetics Flawless Finish one, but these ones are just not a hit for me at all. And a really interesting thing that I found when I was putting this video together is that a lot of the misses that I'm mentioning and things I'm decluttering for my collection are from drugstore brands. And that's not to say that all the bad makeup I've tried has been from the drugstore, because there are plenty of high-end product out there that are just terrible, but I feel like when I'm spending my money on high-end product, I really do thorough research to make sure that I'm gonna like the product. Where I feel like with drugstore products or more inexpensive products, I'm more inclined to just kind of spend the money without reading the reviews first, and then I end up with some things I really do not like. So a lot of the products in this video are things that I've tried from the drugstore. I do have a few high-end things in there, but like, So even though this is a $6 foundation, I bought 3 different bottles of it, so $18 wasted, and I feel really bad about it. Getting rid of these ones finally. I do not think I will be repurchasing these ones ever. I'm also going to be getting rid of the LA Girl Pro Concealers, and kind of like the Wet n Wild foundations, I did buy quite a few different shades of these ones to test them out. I got Creamy Beige and Light Ivory, which were way too dark. I also have the shade Porcelain, which I have upstairs somewhere. I am getting rid of that one as well. But these ones, I went through so many to find a good shade without realizing that none of the shades were going to work on me. These concealers, to me, have a very peachy undertone. And peachy undertones are great if you're like color correcting or anything, but I don't want a peachy undertone, especially when that is not my skin's natural undertone. They did have a decent amount of coverage, but I feel like there's so many great affordable concealers out there. The Colourpop No Filter, the Makeup Revolution one. These ones I feel like they're just really mediocre. They didn't really do anything for me. I know some people love them for like cream contouring and stuff, and some people really do love these concealers. I just wasn't one of them because they didn't work for my skin tone, and I just didn't like how they wore. Okay, so I'm just gonna address the whole Kat Von D elephant in the room situation just really quickly, and then I'm never gonna talk about it ever again. I am getting rid of Kat Von D, obviously. I did include this in my eyeshadow palette collection and declutter video, and I did get rid of this one. I didn't really touch on why though, so I'm just gonna say it really quickly right now. Kat Von D did come out and say that she was anti-vax. That is something that I really do not agree with because I believe in science. She would rather have her child die of a preventable disease than have her child get autism. Even if vaccines did cause autism, which they do not, that is such a slap in the face and a disgusting thing at that to autistic people. Also, one of Kat Von D's reasonings for being anti-vax is the fact that she's vegan and that vaccines are tested on animals. I am vegan. I've been vegan for about 3.5 years now, so that's a long time actually. The whole point of being vegan, at least for me, is to not kill anything. You're not only putting your own child at risk if you don't vaccinate them, but you're also putting so many other people out there at risk. No, so getting rid of Kat Von D, I really just do not think I will ever change my mind on this. I just want to reiterate, I don't think she's a bad person, and she certainly doesn't deserve to be harassed. I just disagree with her very fundamentally on this issue. I am going to be decluttering the Real Technique sponges because I feel like they changed the formula of these ones. Back in the day when I was first getting into makeup, yes, I didn't have the best taste back then, but still, the Real Technique sponge was awesome. And I did actually have the original Beauty Blender, and I felt like that one performed even better. I used up my original Real Technique sponge until it literally fell apart, and then I went and bought a new one. This is just nothing like the original one. Even the shape was very different, and the texture of the foam was very different. I felt like this one soaked up so much more product and just didn't blend everything as well as my original one. So I feel like they've started using cheaper foam or whatever. So I am getting rid of these ones, especially since I found my new favorite sponges. I have the AOA Studio ones, which I adore, and they're only $1 each. I also have my Sigma 3D HD blender, which I really enjoy as well. There are just so many amazing sponges out there where I feel like I don't want to ever take a gamble on these ones and get a really bad sponge. So not into the... So yeah, I'm really sad about these ones because I did really enjoy these ones in the past, but these are going. I am getting rid of most of my Colourpop Super Shock shadows. So I have 4 shades here that I'm getting rid of. I think I'm also getting rid of another one that I have upstairs. I think I'm only going to be keeping either 1 or 2 of them. These are not bad by any means. They're beautiful in terms of color payoff. They have a lot of amazing shades, and I feel like these are nice quality. However, I just never reach for them. They're single eyeshadows, they're potted. You have to keep them tightly closed so that they don't dry out. And I just feel like I never reach for these ones. I'm always reaching for palettes, and even with like single eyeshadows in terms of like pans that you pop into a magnetic palette, I barely even reach for those as well. I've got a lot of really fun colors. I have the shade Paradox, which is a really beautiful like berry burgundy shade. Rex, which is the most beautiful like blue-black duochrome shift. No matter how many of these I have, I will always reach for a version of the color if I have it in a palette. So this is $20 worth of 4 eyeshadows where I could have just saved up that money. I'm getting rid of these ones, not because they're bad products, but because they just don't really fit the style of makeup I like to do, and because they just don't really fit my lifestyle. The next thing that didn't really work out for me is this little palette here from the brand called PLUM. Actually, it says face case on the front, but they're now called PLUM. So they did send this one to me to try out and PR through actually. I was very interested in this at first because it's a little Velcro palette that snaps on to your phone. And then inside the palette, you get some lip shades, a concealer, and a highlighter. I thought this could be very fun for kind of touching up my makeup on the go. As you guys know, I don't really like taking products with me other than like lipsticks to touch up my makeup. I figured something that snaps onto my phone, because I always take my phone with me, could be convenient. I did go into this product thinking that, hey, this was probably something that I could use if it did work very well.
Are you sure about that?
Unfortunately, these are just not great quality in my opinion. The lipsticks just felt kind of sticky. They weren't super opaque or very pigmented at all, so I felt like they were just like a sheer wash of color. There's a cream highlighter in here which looks pretty pigmented, but unfortunately this one did move around literally everything that I had underneath it. So foundation, powder, whatever, you can't really apply this on top of it without moving whatever you have underneath it. So I felt like this one just did not work for me at all. And then there is a kind of like cream to powder concealer. It feels so interesting. It's a very interesting texture. And this one I felt like it did cover pretty decently, but it didn't look like undetectable, traceless. It did look like I was wearing like thick kind of caked up concealer. So unfortunately, this entire little palette didn't really work for me. You do have a little slot in here to like put your credit cards and stuff. So I feel like if you have a very small purse and you can only fit your phone in there, this would be good for you because you would have your makeup, you would have your phone, you would have your cards. For me, the whole point of makeup is to make my face look better, not worse. And I felt like these products just didn't really do anything to help my makeup. My mom actually did say that she wanted to try this one out, so I'm giving this to her. But yeah, this little PLUM pack did not work for me. So I have two little palettes here from this brand called Second Love. I believe this is like a dollar store-ish or very inexpensive brand. These I actually got sent to me from shopjcs.com, which is kind of like Shop Miss A or Shop Hush. Very like inexpensive dollar store makeup products. I'll show you like shots of what they look like before I dipped into them and did my investigative process with these products, but these did not work for me and I will tell you why. These are called pressed glitter palettes and I do really like pressed glitters. I like the one in the Huda Beauty palette, the Desert Dusk palette. I just love using glitter in my look. So I got these ones and I thought they would be really pretty because you do get some really gorgeous color schemes in here. So I figured I could do some fun like tropical looks, romantic looks like this one. I did initial swatches of these ones and I noticed that it felt kind of gummy. I realized it was kind of like a cream texture and I thought, that's really interesting. And then I looked in my swatches and I realized there was like a shift in where I touched the product, where there was like no glitter on top of the surface, and I saw underneath it and it was like a clear gel. So I went to this purple shade here to investigate and I kind of swirled around my finger until I got all the glitter on the top and I realized it was just an overspray. So it's basically a full pan of like clear goop gel stuff and then a tiny overspray of glitter. So it's not even glitter pans. It is not pressed glitter at all. I have a theory that this glitter on top is just an overspray and the actual product is just a clear like goop, I guess. So we're gonna test that out right now. There's like nothing on my finger. It's just moving around the glitter and then on top there's just this gloss. The glitter is an overspray. It's not even, oh my god. Wow, okay. They are only $2, but you're getting such a small amount of glitter on top of them that I feel like even that's not worth it. So these I'm just, ugh. And then after I kind of fooled around with them, I did try them on my eyes and they crease like hell. So getting rid of these ones. I'm getting rid of quite a few of these like liquid glitter / liquid eyeshadow things. I feel like these were really, really popular around like last year. I have some of the STILA ones, the glitter and glow and the shimmer and glows. And then I also have some of the Colourpop supernova shadows. I am keeping some of them just because I do like using them every now and then as glitter liner or as like a really fun accent. They look really, really pretty when you first apply them, but then throughout the day they just look horrible. These crease on me, they kind of fall out all over my face. There is nothing I can do to stop glitter from raining down my face whenever I wear one of these STILA ones, especially if I'm wearing them in a place where I have like a crease. I've tried them with and without glitter glue. I've tried them with primer, without primer. I've tried them in literally every single way possible, and getting rid of the shades I do not use very often. I'm keeping some of the shades just because I do love how they look. I would only really wear these if I was going somewhere where I knew I wasn't going to be out for more than 2 hours. I'm decluttering the Colourpop Gimme More Pressed Powder Highlighter Palette. This was Colourpop's first highlighter palette, so I got really excited when they released this one with the Yes Please palette. I was very, very happy because I really love the Anastasia Glow Kits and I felt like these could be a great dupe. I also really do enjoy Colourpop's highlighter formula and I thought this could be a really awesome way to kind of sample a bunch of different colors. Unfortunately, I felt like these were very, very glittery and chunky, and the original Anastasia Nicole Guerrero Glow Kit that this one is inspired by, that one is also very glittery, but I feel like even though it is glittery, it doesn't look terrible on my skin, whereas this one I felt like emphasized pores I didn't even know I had. And then finally, I just didn't need this one in the first place because I do already have the Nicole Guerrero Glow Kit, so I feel like there's so many other people out there who would love this one more than I ever would, so getting rid of this Gimme More Pressed Powder Highlighter Palette. The BURT'S Goodness Glows Liquid Foundation. It's a very, very, very dewy foundation. It's kind of like a medium coverage. I just do not need this one because I really enjoy the Flower Beauty Light Illusion Foundation, and that one is a very nice dewy finish as well, but I feel like this one just looks greasy on my skin after like 1 hour of wear time. Whereas that one, it does look dewy, but if I set it well at the beginning of the day, it doesn't look like an oil slick on my face. And I don't even have oily skin, I have very normal skin. So when something breaks down so quickly on me, I feel like it's just kind of an alarm bell. So while this does look beautiful in the first hour of wear, beyond that it just kind of breaks down and looks really, really nasty, and also the shade is very, very pale. So I'm getting rid of this one. I haven't been using it, and now that I have the Flower Beauty one in my life, I just love that one so much more. I'm getting rid of all my AOA Studio primers. These are the primers from Shop Miss A, and they're $1 each, so not taking a huge loss on these ones, but I just feel like these literally did nothing, especially what they claim to do on the bottle. The Perfecting Blur Primer, the Poreless Primer, the Mattifying Primer, this one didn't even mattify my skin. This one did nothing for my pores. It was just like, it literally felt like water with a bit of cornstarch mixed in. And then the Perfecting Blur Primer, all this really did was deposit some gold flakes onto my skin, so I feel like these are just really not doing anything. They're not making my foundation look worse, but they're not making my foundation look good, so I'm getting rid of these ones. I have so many other primers in my collection that I love so much more. You know what? I really did try to love these ones, but I have to get rid of these because They just did not work on me at all. These are the lips from the OFRA NIKKIETUTORIALS collaboration, and I love the highlighter so much from that collab. The Everglow highlighter is insane. First of all, OFRA is rebranding, so they have new packaging. They just have everything looking nice and sleek, and I feel like these ones, not very current. I am keeping a few things in their old packaging, but I'd rather purchase new things from them with the new packaging. Also, I just feel like the colors do not work for me at all. This brown metallic shade here is something that I would only wear like once a year. This coral shade is something I would wear 0 times a year, and then this very light nude, it's so streaky on me and it just does not look good. So obviously I'm very fair, and I'd say I'm almost as light as Nikki, not quite. I'm like 2 shades behind her in terms of Fenty. OFRA does amazing liquid lipsticks, but I feel like the very light shades in their collection are very streaky. I prefer the darker shades or even the medium shades. These are just not great. I just can't get these to work. I am decluttering the J-Cat Beauty You Glow Girl Baked Highlighter because this shade obviously does not work for me. It is pretty much the same color as my skin tone, maybe even darker, so I can only really use this one as a body highlight. I'm getting rid of this one finally because I have a bunch of new shades of this one that actually do fit my skin tone, so I'm getting rid of this one. I was just keeping it so I could mention it for you guys, but now that I've ordered some of the new shades that are coming very soon, I can get rid of this one and not feel bad about it. So, alright, and then the final products that I am decluttering are going to be a bunch of different single shadows. So, I recently went through my big magnetic palette. These are the singles that I'm keeping. I have a bunch of things from Anastasia Beverly Hills, Morphe, Colourpop, and then Natasha Denona down here. I went through, I got all the singles I don't want anymore, and I'm getting rid of them. Even then, I still feel like I can pare this one down quite a bit. I think I might get rid of this brown shade here and maybe this purple shade right here. But besides that, I think I got a comfortable amount of singles that I actually will reach for. Whereas these ones, again, I felt like same thing with the Colourpop Super Shocks. I love these colors, they're absolutely beautiful and there's nothing wrong with them, but I feel like if I have them in a palette, I'd reach for those sooner than if I had them in a single. I sell most of my decluttered makeup on Poshmark just to make a little bit of my money back from what I spent, unless I'm giving it to a friend, of course, and I never sell my PR. I think that's very unethical. But yeah, with that concludes my makeup that I am decluttering. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. For me, I feel like because I do talk about makeup here on YouTube a lot, because I buy a lot of new things, and also I'm lucky enough to be able to get some PR every now and then, I do still have to kind of constantly edit down my makeup collection, and I do a lot of decluttering off camera. So I figured today it would be kind of a fun thing to jump on camera and show you guys some of the things I am getting rid of. Anyways, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel down below, and also make sure you're following me on Instagram for makeup looks like this one, kind of. I don't know, I don't really post makeup looks like this one, but I do post makeup looks every single day. Say goodbye to the blonde wig. You probably won't see it ever again unless my hair is looking like a mess that day. If you made it to the very end of this video, I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching my channel.